ready to stand.
All right, Biafra Day celebration, May 2025. There are diverse reactions to the celebration that is going on. But the question I want to ask now that is burdening the minds of many Nigerians is that should they go to the extent of locking down the Southeast because of celebration of Biafra?
You see, I want to start from here. Change can be gotten on two props. It's either it is planned or it is forced. We have a planned change and we have a forced change. You understand? And if the people that are mounting that Biafra, how much of those props have they taken into their consciousness? Whether they are going to follow the path of planned or they are going to force the path of change, of force. And I want to also bring you to one thing is that you recall, I want to take you down memory lane. Part of Southern Cameroon was formerly part of Nigeria. How did they later expunge themselves from the entity called Nigeria and later became part of Cameroon? Was it forced or was it planned? I want to take it from there because whenever we are all students of history. There is one thing that I would say that if you must dialogue, you don't dialogue out of fear. You dialogue with some kind of reasonability of engagement. I don't believe that grandstanding or being belligerent can bring anything concrete out of any kind of meeting, except you have to use dialogue and compromise as a veritable tools of engagement. That is my take on that. Then Biafra, as a nation, there's no, because everybody can. There's no entity that cannot self-determine, so long you take the right path, not by trying to be sensational about it or trying to cause kind of a confusion. I believe that even Oju could have started it later, which later drew Nigeria into war. You could see what happened at the end of the day. And I want to believe that more of the progenitor of all these struggles, how really committed to that struggle, which they proclaim that that they are doing. Then you continue to wonder, why a lot of people have been lost. Check the pogrom that happened in 1967. A lot of people died. Thousands. These are talents. These are human resources that could have even added to the value of this nation called Nigeria. Because of senseless killing, pogrom, ethnicity, all manners of things. I'm not saying that to call for self-determination is bad, but it should be taken under a very good light. And let me just let my second also say so.
All right, Mr. Olagide. Yes, once again, this is a day the Igbos don't joke with. They don't play with it at all. Yes. And the federal government is making it known to us that it's an illegal celebration. It's an illegal day. But to you, what kind of day is a Biafra Day?
Mr. Mike, Nigeria concern itself with African Charter of Rights of Human Rights. African Charter of Human Rights. Even United Nations Charter of Human Rights makes it clear that every individual has a right to self-determination. Yes. It's enshrined in Nigeria constitution that this individual is self-determined. Until we all agree together and elect somebody on our behalf to manage our resources, our affairs on our behalf. Otherwise, individual is self-determined. So there's a self-determination for everybody. And so if 2 or 3 people in section of this country, they are called Igbos also, says that they want to be self-determining their rulership. It's within the law of the land. Particularly when they are willingly subscribing to it. When they willingly subscribe to that provision of that law that says we 2, 3, 4, 5 people want to subscribe, we want to self-determine ourselves. It's a law. It's ensured with the constitution of the right of the land. So if Igbos are saying within Nigeria entity that we want self-determination of particular nature, of course the country has a right to listen to them. It can only appeal to them that look, present the advantages of what they are in if they coexist with the other tribes in the country. That's what they're supposed to do. Present interest, larger interest they will benefit if they remain in an entity called Nigeria of a bigger size than going separately on their own. And if they so choose that they don't want to go, they don't want to remain again, then the best the government of the day can do is to conference a referendum for them. You saw what happened in Scotland by 5 or 6 years ago when the Scottish said they want to leave United Kingdom. The government of the British government, I think was under Conservative party that lost election recently, conduct a referendum for Scottish. There are the people who said no, we want to remain in the United Kingdom. At numbers, the people who says we want to go, and they remain in the United Kingdom. United Kingdom government did not roll out amount tax against the Scottish people in the Scotland and those ones in London. They simply hearkened to their demand. We want self-determination. What did they do? The referendum was conducted. Those who had no have their way. Those who are say that no, they agreed and they remain in United Nations. So that's what Nigerian government is supposed to have done, and not to roll out amount tax and be suppressing them. Look, no, God does not approve domination. God who created us did not create us as robots. He created us with free will and power to make choice. That means He gives us the right to choose or not. So we have the right to choose or not. So anybody trying to dominate others, holding them down, hold them by coercion, it's an evil that will not last, that will crumble, that will die, that will break up into pieces. Biafra, I'm a man. I must tell you how this thing works. Biafrans, Igbos have a right to self-determination, like I said. And if government could not persuade them not to stay within Nigeria, conduct a referendum for them. Those, like I just started an example of Scotland. If those who says they should go at numbers, then allow them to go. When Britain itself wanted to exit EU, European Union, what did they do? They call a referendum. Those British citizens says leave European Union, what happened? They outnumber those who say no, and they left EU. Britain is no longer a member of EU now. So that's what Nigerian government is supposed to do. But because of the kind of people we have in government, they are not the people that we brought to the government by our vote. They are impostors. They are people who walk their way to the power by pride of God, by suppression, by coercion, by intimidation, by murdering people to get to power. They have no listening yet to whatever we demand from them. They are not, they don't listen to us. They do whatever they like because they know we are not there. We are not instrument that brought them to office of power. Otherwise, in states whereby people who are tempered by virtue of people, they listen to people. So Biafra has a right to observe whatsoever they call their Biafran Day. It's within the shrine of the constitution of every law of the land. Yes. African that they have a right to self-determination, and once they willingly subscribe to it, it's within their right to do that. Only what I'm not advising is that those of them in Igbo who says I'm not part of it, they should respect their view. They should not be killing them and saying we are enforcing it. There's also enforcement. It's your right. If I say I have a right, you have a right. If I say I don't have a right, if you say I don't, I'm not. This
is an instruction that feels marginalized, and in any way they're not giving up on this struggle for.
Yes.
Now, is the government addressing the underlying issues that brought up this agitation?
You see, Mike, I want to say one thing now. The government of the day, or successive government, before
successive one and the government
of the now.
Look at what Oyeji said the other time.
What did he say?
That leaders that have ruled this country, that we can't find Igbos among them.
Yes, everybody will feel marginalized.
So, but is the government addressing the issue that brought about this agitation?
Let me take you. Let me come with this notice. Look, under this President Ahmed Bola Tinubu regime, all the key appointments, about 17 key appointments, yes, made. They are being taken up by people from a particular extraction. That's the Yorubas. I can continue to mention names. You understand? But other people too will feel that they have been shortchanged too. They will cry out that they have been marginalized. It's not only Igbos. When people continue to mount Biafra, 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 where does it even start? Where does it end? You see some people that are even neophyte that don't even know what is happening, all because they are riding on emotions. They say they support that cause without even knowing the nitty-gritty of what will really make them to be member of that struggle. And moreover, a case in point I want you to understand is that the Biafra struggle, apart from Ojukwu that started it, then after Ojukwu, then there was a body called Masop. Masop, led by Uwazirike. He started it, but where is Uwazirike now in the entire calculus of this struggle? Then later, IPOP came. We have all manners of, we have Igbo, Ohanese Igbo Forum too, also trying to carve a niche for themselves. But I want to say that they can marry all these groups together and come as one, so that it will give a better voice to this struggle, instead of having all these divisions among the whole lot that come from that extraction. I want to believe that any struggle that is what is sought has to be calculative. I mentioned earlier before that for any change to happen, it is either planned or forced. Those are the two props upon which a change can happen. And if it is not planned, it's bound to fail. If you use force, you can imagine what will be the outcome. You will lose on the other side. I will also lose on the other side. Only God can tell what will be the outcome. Because I want to believe that when people continue to mount it, because they are only trying to rest on their emotions. It's not about combustive emotion that you are not getting the right deal. I myself inside this country, am I getting the right deal? I'm not getting the right deal.
All right, to the comment section, I have many comments here.
Yeah.
Don't know where to start from, but I try my personal best to read these comments. All right, the Igbos elders, the Igbos elders knew the consequences of all Biafran gra-gra by some Igbos miscreants and stayed away from it. This is coming from Nigeria, Bello. On to the next one, we have Antnam. Igbos want to leave. We want to help them leave. Now they are crying. Confusion everywhere. All right, sir, not your wicked politician. There is no peace. Okay, this is somebody been over. On to the next one. Okay. My brother, God bless. May God bless you. Tell that man who said we are doing it the wrong way. Okay. This is for Onyeze and Mr. Michael, the other person. Okay, Joby. Mr. Mike, please, can you ask all people here saying that we should do it in the right direction? Can they tell us how we are going to do it?
I just gave a sample of my when I started this intro. I did mention that Southern Cameroon was part of Nigeria before. Did they go to war before they later opted out of Nigeria firmament and later become part of Cameroon? You understand? When you look, it's totally different because they did not bear arms because it was conducted under plebiscite. You understand? And they made a choice. They were being given a choice to make. But in this scenario now, how can people that are mounting Biafra be working across purposes? We have Masop, we have IPOP, we have Ohanese Igbo, we have all these things. How can that struggle be, see the light of the day? If they can marry all their differences together and come as one, I believe they can make a very, very way forward in achieving their goals.
All right, Emmanuel Adindu, we must lobby other ethnic groups to support the division of Nigeria. Even if Peter Obi becomes president, it may even be worse because of the structure of the country.
Yes, that man who spoke, you are just speaking rightly. It's a pity I was not engaged with Onyezi.
Okay.
I've not let him know that what this is about is about bridge building. Yes. Buhari, he contested for 3 times. He won Northwest vote. But he can't become a president. He couldn't become a president because the constitutional statutory provision that he must become a president must spread is not just on total vote. That it talks about spread until he stretched a hand of fellowship across the bridge to the south before he was able to get a winning vote. Igbo must learn on how to build a policy of build a bridge building across ethnic nationalities. That I thank God for that commentator who make that comment. Yes, that they have to work with other communities, other indigenous communities in Nigeria. Igbo must learn that politics is not about isolation. It's all about inclusion, not exclusion, not a solitary matter. You must learn how to begin to make friends with people. The advantage of that, Yoruba is my permanent enemy, and they betray me. Okay, remain in that position. Yoruba will be happy that way, other will be happy that way. So you must learn on how to build politically, and then. I need to speed up. Because of the messages. Okay. We still have people that want to talk. Okay. This is coming from Udeze Chima. Michael want this Antnam to stop insulting the Igbos. Otherwise, I will respond to him. I'm just respecting you so far, bro. Who's that? Who's the person? Antnam, please. We need decorum. Please let us respect people's opinion. On the comment section, please, let us maintain decorum. Let us respect each other's views on the comment section. Thank you so much, Udeze Chima, for calling my attention to that. On to the next one. Let me see what is happening up there. Okay, this is from Udeze Chima. Those people asking Igbos to leave Lagos are miscreants. Who doesn't have any stone in Lagos? Okay, we have Gladys Oyato was saying good morning. Thank you for joining us. Okay, moving down to another person here. Mike, today I closed my shop happily because of Biafra Day. This is coming from Joe Big. There are people that are happy to celebrate this day, Mr. Vincent. Now, moving on to another one. Many messages that I can't. So many. All right, Lagos has been around and booming when British found Igbos in the dash. Okay, moving on to another one. Okay, we still have many messages. I will keep an eye on those messages. Yes, can't read everything. Yes.
You see, Mike, I've said it before. I'll continue to say it. There is when you want to dialogue over any particular issue, you don't dialogue out of fear.
Yes.
You should come out with a frame mind that okay, you are going to a discussion over a particular issue without having that fear. Because that fear itself in you is already a defeatist emblem. I want to believe that every person has enshrined in the constitution can self-determine, so long you follow the process well. I mentioned that for a change to happen, it has to be planned or forced. And if must be planned, you have to take all the necessary points into cognizance to be able to use as a kind of a tool of your engagement.
Mr. Vincent, when Mandela was fighting for South African independence, many were against him.
Yes, if you want me to come to South Africa, when Mandela was fighting, many were against him, but he kept on. But many too were very much with him. That is why he came and won, because under ANC, there are other bodies too. But ANC was the largest platform in South Africa at then, and everybody queuing. Unlike this Biafra issue now, we have Masop, we have Igbo, we have this thing, we have ABOB. They are all working across purposes. That is my take, and that is my pain. If they have aligned, I told you that for anything, even in political amphitheater, if you don't use the key word of alignment and realignment, it's going to fail. And that is what it happens. That is what happens in every other things too. When determination, look what is happening in Spain. Barcelona want to opt out of Spain, and see the way they are going about it. They did not bear arms. They are going about it blandly, and I know sooner or later they will arrive at that point. I don't see why we should be doing everything the other way around. I'm not against self-determination. I've always been that anything that if a change can only beckon when the outcome is not gotten. You understand? If the outcome of a thing cannot be arrived at, then change is imminent. That is how it's supposed to be.
All right, Frank Arthur, seeing different groups while fighting for freedom is normal. So it's not new.
Yes. You see what happens is it's not new that groups who are fighting for identification, self-determination. Like I agree with my co-speaker that they need to put their whole acts together in one, not at in one place, in one front, not working across purposes, not because in Igbo land, the elders of Igbo land, the people that matter in Igbo land, they are not supporting Biafra. They see the people coming to come and overtake them, take over government from them, and displace them from power, from prominence, from so this one, they have to understand that they also have internal enemy that fight against the realization of this Igbo agenda. Because people like who make sure that this thing must be done, they are not in support of. People who are very rich, they are not in support of it. So they until they are able to override the interest of their people who are against it. No, of course, I expect that I won't expect 100% support of the whole cause. But let there be overwhelming majority of the masses that are taking the bull by the horn and champion the cause above the interest of the few. It is them they can have and then work across purpose. Don't work across purposes. Work in unison to arrive at your point.
You see, let me just a case in point also. You remember this when these NSAS of the team came on board, because the starting was okay. Everybody embraced it with all the intent of trying to say no to this bullying, this grandstanding from the policemen and all the uniform men. But in the course of it, it was hijacked by some hoodlums. And that is what I'm only after. And army came and fired some. Today is in history. Then what of the lives of those people that the lives of those people were lost during that struggle? They are gone forever. They cannot be come back to this world again.
Right,
so that is my take.
Thank you so much, Mr.
Seat to stand.